My name is Paul. I've been working for Bumbleance since I retired from Dublin Fire Brigade a couple of years ago, and it's probably been the best decisions I've made in years, because I can do something that I really enjoy that makes a difference and makes things easier for kids. So if you can do that and get away, it makes my day easier, everyone's day easier. As long as the kids get to hospital safe and sound, that's my job kind of done. But the difference between this and the fire brigade is you get to know families and kids a lot more. Whereas in the fire brigade ambulance service, you just drop people to hospital and never saw them again. But with this, you get the same children all the time. They get to know you, first name, terms, you get to know their siblings, you get to know what they like, what DVDs they prefer. And then sometimes you know when they're having an off day as well, so you can make them feel a little bit easier just by turning lights down and stuff like that. The whole point of it is to get the kids to the hospital or wherever appointments they've got without putting too much stress on the mum or the dad which is with them. Before Bumbleance, they usually had to drive themselves or get the bus airing or something, and for a lot of the time that's okay on the way to hospital, but when you're coming home from hospital after treatment, they're very poorly and they just get sick, and it just puts a lot of stress on families. So we take that away just by providing the safe transport. Says I've been doing it for a few years, I can see myself doing it for another few years. I'm quite happy doing it.
Is it heartbreaking?
At times. It's like you're in the business of transporting sick children, so now and then some of them don't make it, and I said this before, like you get training in the fire brigade and the National Ambulance Service to deal with this, but no training can prepare you for a sick child dying, so you'd want to be cold-hearted not to have some kind of feelings in that regard. But on the positive side of things, you do get kids that make full recoveries from leukemias and stuff, and I always reference my little LMA from Finglas. She's 7 or 8 years old now, I think, but she was 2 when I met her. She was very sick, but now she would buy and sell you. She's brilliant. But she's a bouncy little girl, and we transported her all the time to Crumlin and back from Finglas. You might say that's not too far, Finglas to Crumlin. It's not. But when you're sick and you're getting chemotherapy and you're the mum of this child, it's an awful journey to make. But and we make it easier, so we're quids in. One of the more important things about using this service as opposed to the National Ambulance Service, although Bumbleance shouldn't exist, but the National Ambulance Service cannot do what we do because of staff and resources, and we understand that. But so we take some of the pressure off them as well by providing the transport. But the difference we make is if you open the door of a clinical ambulance, you're looking at a clinical ambulance, you're looking at white walls, medical equipment, tubing, and that's a bit scary for kids. It's a bit scary for parents. So imagine what it's like for children. So when they open the door of this ambulance, especially if it's a child that I haven't taken before, I always ensure that it's spotlessly clean, that there's flashing lights on, that the DVD is playing, soft music, soft lighting, and the first thing they see when they open the door is this scene of their own personal cinema. So that kind of takes the pressure off the children a little bit, and once the children relax, the parents relax too, and that's it, job done. The only complaints you get is they mightn't like the film, and that's grand. We've a stock of them. Thankfully our sponsors give us loads of DVDs. It's the simple things that they give us, like we have women all over the country knit blankets for us, and they're absolutely brilliant. Kids just pick them up and they just hold them. It's a sensory thing. I'm not sure how it works, but for some of the kids, when you see the reaction it has on them, it's great. And we're privileged to be witnesses to that.